This is interesting. Kevin Costner turned down the role in the Shawshank Redemption. Wow. Went to Tim Robbins. I would have thought, based on how Tim Robbins' imagery was, I would have thought Tom Hanks. I couldn't imagine Kevin Costner in that role, though. It's funny. Like when I do music and songs get passed and people, I can hear it. But acting is a different animal. It's like when I see actors, so certain roles it's 50-50. That's the difference between film and music. Certain things I can see in music that obviously 8 times out of 10, but films, I gotta see something else. And I know it's acting, but there's still a fine art to can you make it believable. And after he came out with Dancing with Wolves and The Bodyguard and all that, and Waterworld, and Tin Cup, I couldn't see him and the role in the Shawshank Redemption. Tim Robbins did a great job. I just couldn't see it. I just don't. It was a very compelling role. Because to see him teaming up with Morgan Freeman would have been interesting. Maybe in a buddy cop movie or, fishing buddy, some other kind of role. But I just it don't quite speak to me that Kevin Costner would have been that vulnerable in that kind of role. Maybe at the early start of his career, probably when No Way Out was out, you know, um, obviously, um, there's certain type of movies that he did at onset when he was hitting his stride in the 80s. I could have probably have seen it. But anything after he hit big, I just, you know, um, I couldn't really see it. I just don't really. It doesn't really register to me like that. And he had one of the greatest career runs of an actor, especially the early 90s. He was as happening as any actor that you can imagine. His track record was on flick. It was rolling. See, the thing about a movie like Shawshank Redemption, why another reason why I probably wouldn't work, it wasn't meant to be a box office huge hit. It's actually taken cult status. It's gotten bigger. One of those kind of movies that people gravitated towards it, and it became more and more bigger than it was initially with the box office because it's a prison drama and a lot going on, and it would have in totality. Whereas when he was making movies, he's making movies, spending $100 million. Movies making crazy money, and he couldn't do no wrong. Dancing with the Wolves was huge. JFK, he was no conspiracy. He was Bodyguard. He had like 3 or 4 big movies.